Hi everyone, welcome back to Enterprise Playwright BDD Framework series. I hope you're all doing great. So, in the previous video, you know that we started with admin module, and in today's video, we'll continue with that and we will see some more scenarios. Okay, so before that, I highly recommend you to watch all the videos in a sequence. Okay, so because in today's video, I'm going to validate the data which is present in this table, and here I'm not just validating any data, the data which we created in the previous video, that is employee name, that I'm validating here. Okay, and also in the previous video, we learned something, or new concept or important concept, that is scenario context. Okay, so just please watch them in a sequence so you'll understand more about this framework. Okay. Okay, so coming to this today's video, you know that in the previous video we created application level user by clicking on this add button. So first we have to create a user and make that employee. So here select that user or employee name and select the status enabled or disabled, and here mainly select that user role, admin or ESS, and enter password and confirm password and click on save. And once we click on save, it will come to this page. And in the previous video, we validated only this URL. Okay, so we just validated only that part. As you can see, this page to have this URL, view by system users. Okay, so we have just validated this URL, but now we'll validate this employee name. Okay, so employee name in this table. Okay, so you know that this is a dynamic table. Okay, so sometimes you can see this, it has this many data, but so if you sometimes if you see, you can see only three or four datas here. Okay, so and I'm not randomly validating any data. So the user I've created earlier, I mean the employee, and that employee is enabled, or I made that employee role as admin and status as enabled, so that user I'll validate here. Okay. Okay, and this is also called as I mentioned, dynamic table validation. Okay. Okay, so now this table, as you know, this is not created using table tag. Okay. Okay, as you can see, this is there is no table tag here. Okay. Okay, and also like in the comment section, someone asked me that how to validate the table which has no table tag. Okay, so this is how we'll validate. Okay. Okay, so first what I'll do is I'll fetch the employee name. Okay, so we know that employee name we have just created, and I'll come to this table, and you know that this is in this employee name is in fourth column. Okay, so I'll traverse these values, and when the value employee name is matches any of the row, then my validation is complete. Okay, it means the user I've created is present in this table. Okay, so this is one validation we'll do today. Next is I will enter that employee name here. Okay, so I'll just select this Ravi name, Ravi B. I'll enter this name and I'll select this name here. Okay, employee name, and I'll click on search, and I'll make sure this is present in this table. Okay, so then another validation we will do is I'll click on this status, I'll select enabled and click on search, and I'll make sure the status is enabled. Okay, it means so it is displaying the users which are for whose status is enabled. Okay, so we'll do these three validations today. Okay, so I've already prepared the feature file. So till here we have already done in the previous class. Okay, so here in this video what we will validate is will validate newly created application user should be displayed in the user list. User list is this one. Okay, so user list is this one, so we'll validate this should be present here. Okay. Okay, so to do that, what we need to identify first, we need to identify only this locator, that is employee name locator. Okay, so I've already identified the locator, so let us go to here. Okay, so employee name cells. Okay, so this is the table, div is the tag, and this is oxt table body. So I'll just inspect. So if it is made up of or created using table tag, it would be easy like table and t body, but now this is not created like that. So this is the table, so you can see this is the entire table and this is row, and here we'll select table body. Okay, so here we have oxt table body, and here sorry, and here you can see all the rows are selected. Okay, so here you can see all the rows are selected. Okay, so we'll select this oxt table body. So control F. So div dot oxt table body. Okay, so table is selected. Okay, I'll remove this dot. Okay, so you can see all the rows are selected. Okay, so now what I want a row. Okay, so for that, if I'll just expand, I will get a row. Okay, so role is equal to row. Okay, so we will get this. So div role is equal to row. So dev role is equal to row. Then what I want this employee name. And where is employee name? Employee name is in fourth column. So dev, so we'll take nth child. Okay, so dev colon nth child of 4. So now you can see this employee name is highlighted. I'll just press enter. Okay, so suppose if you want to validate user role, you just select 3. Okay, so if you want status, you just select 5. Okay, so now here I want employee name, so I'm selecting 4. Okay, so this is table. Okay, this is to select the entire table, and this is to select the rows. Sorry, this is to select the rows, and this is to select the column, div colon nth of child 4. Okay, so we got the locator to identify the employee name in the table. Okay, so then what we want, so we want status cell. Okay, so same thing, we just need to change the number here. So then search button, we need search button. So search, we'll just select playwright default locator, that is get by role button, and name is search. So we have a name, visible name, we will select search. Okay, then user drop down. So user, not user drop down, status drop down. Okay, so here the visible text, that is select. Okay, so there are two drop downs here. So first one, so if you select first, it will select this user role, and if you select last, it will select this status. Okay, so I will select last. Okay, because we want to select the status. Okay, so get by text, I will select get by text, and this is the text, and I want the last one. Okay, okay, so these are all the locators we need in today's video. Okay, so I'll just copy paste, I'll go to page class, I'll paste. Okay, so next, so first method is, so what do we want to validate first? We want to validate that the user we have created is present in this table. Okay, so we'll create a method, and so I'll just copy this and I'll explain. Okay, okay, so here method name is application user displayed. Okay, so this is the method name, and here we'll pass this employee name. Okay, so we'll pass this employee name. That employee name is what just we created. Okay, so in the previous video we have created the employee, so that employee name we will pass. Okay, so then what we need to do is, here we need to get the count of this employee name cells first. Okay, so here we have identified the locator employee name cells. So here we don't know how many are there, correct? So we'll get the count of it. So then I'll scroll down. First we'll get the count of it, and we'll keep that count in some variable, that is row count. Okay, so then we will use for loop. Okay, so you know that for let is equal to, for let I is equal to 0 means first it will come to the first row until row count. Okay, so till I becomes, or I lesser than this count, like if it is 15, it will be 0 to 15, it will traverse, and you know this for loop, correct? So then what I'll do, I'll take this employee name. Okay, so I'll get the text content of the employee name, and I'll keep it in this variable. Okay, so employee name cell, nth of I means first cell. or first row. Okay, so first time it will come to this row and it will fetch this text. Okay, as what QA test, it will fetch this text, and then what it will do, it will validate if the text is equal to employee name I'm passing, means the employee name I've created. If it is equal, it returns true. Okay, so here you can see promise boolean, it will accept or it will return either true or false. Okay, so if the text matches this employee name, then it returns one or true, else false, it will return false. Okay, so this method returns boolean, you can see promise boolean. Okay, okay, I hope this method is clear. So then, okay, for the first feature file, we want only this one. So we'll just execute only the first one and see. Okay, so method is also ready, and we'll go to admin steps. So newly created application user should be displayed in the user list. Okay, so here the application name, you can see it is full name, first name and last name. Okay, so to get that, what I've done is I've created a variable called full name. Here you can see application name is full name, so full name. So here I'm taking first name and last name. Full name is first name and last name, so you know that. So if I say dollar and curly braces, and if I pass this, it will fetch the value from the scenario context, that is from employee data. Okay, so employee data, it means first name space last name is full name. Okay, so then I'm passing this full name to this application user displayed. It means to this method I'm passing that employee name. Okay, so if it is returns true, so I'm just keeping that boolean value. Okay, so if it is present, it returns true. If it is false, it returns false. Okay, so here the validation is expect is user displayed to be true. That means I'm expecting it should be true. Okay, okay, I hope this is clear. I'll save. So before going to the next um, feature file or next scenario, we'll execute this and see. Npm test run. If you have watched the previous video, the explanation, if you're understanding, if you're following, it's easy to follow this video because this scenario context, employee data, and this I've explained in the previous video. And here I'm only validating these many things, and you can validate the usernames, and you can validate this user role. And here I'm not validating user role and so username. So here I'm only selecting use employee name and status, so you can validate these two. And also you can practice, like if I select anything and such, so here you can see it displayed only admin username, you can validate. And again, if I click on reset, you can see it's going back to select. Okay, so you can do that validation. You can create a feature file, or no need to create a new feature file. In the admin feature file itself, you just add this scenario and execute. Okay, just practice around this. So here you can see many tabs. It's taking time to execute. Some videos are independent, like if you have not watched previous video also, if you just come to this video, you'll be able to follow. But this enterprise playwright BDD framework series are not like that. So again, Then it first create a user. Okay, it's because of network. Yeah, received string, so it did not execute properly, so I'll execute once again. I'll upload the code to Git once I'm done with this series. So before that, if you think you need the code, just you can email me. My email address is shrutibs2019, shrutibs2019 at gmail.com. And if I just do like this is called, to fetch the values. Okay. Please practice. And if you think you're stuck anywhere or you're not understanding, you can just comment the same. So it's clicking on PIM and it's generating the new employee. It's creating a new employee now. Then it will go to admin module, clicking on add. So it's adding the application level user. This and all we have done in the previous video. Okay, it's failing, we'll see. As you can see, the test is passed. Actually, I had to record it multiple times because, as I was executing, it was failing, saying, the duplicate ID. It was generating the same email ID, sorry, employee ID. So I had to execute multiple times. So this first scenario is passed. Okay, these two scenario we will see in the next video. Okay, so I hope you learned something from this video. We have learned dynamic table validation and how to handle table without when there is no table tag. Okay. Okay, so I'll stop here. And if you think you learned something from this video, please do like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. And we will see these two scenarios in the next video.